Hi there, this is Suzette Susby, and today we're going to look at an introduction to Google Analytics. We're going to look at the audience overview, and then we're going to go down and look at acquisition and see how to find where your traffic is coming from, and more specifically where your social traffic is coming from. There are actually two ways to find that in this video. So let's get to it. So when you first enter Google Analytics, it will usually drop you in this area called the Audience Overview. And if I click that tab, everything opens and closes when you click on it here. So we start with Audience and Overview, and what you're going to get is the most recent 7 days. And you'll see the number of sessions, users, page views, pages per session, average session duration, bounce rate, and new sessions. It gives you just a little bit of a chart. Now, it doesn't really mean much for you if you are not comparing this data or information to anything else. So how do we know whether this is good or not? So what we want to do is go up to the date range over here and select the date range there and say compare to the previous period. So what it's doing now is it's selecting the previous 7 days, and if we say apply, we get an idea of how the traffic for the website is performing week over week. So you can see here the sessions went down, that means visits on the website. The users went down slightly, that means number of users on the website. The page views went down slightly as well. Page views is the number of pages on the website that were viewed. And then pages per session, obviously, how many pages did each session generate? And then average session duration, obviously, how long people were spending or how long their visits were. And the bounce rate means how many people came to the website, didn't like what they saw, and left. Avinash Kaushik likes to say how many people came to the website, puked, and left. So basically, bounce rate is an idea of whether people are enjoying what they're seeing. 50% range is actually quite good. You never want to be above 80. That's pretty bad, and you will never be 0. Anything below 30 is fantastic, actually. So we're doing pretty well for this website. So that's the initial entry. What you can look at next, what I like to look at next, is to understand where the traffic came from. So I'm going to click on audience again to close it, and if I want to understand how this website acquired its traffic, I'm going to click on what? That's right, acquisition. So if I click on acquisition, it gives me a bunch of options over here. First, I'm going to click on this all traffic, and I'm going to look at channels. So I want to know which channels are generating the traffic for me. And here I can see that there are various types of channels: organic search, direct, referral, email, and social, and paid search. And so I'm getting an idea of how much traffic each one of these is referring. If I wanted to know just how much social traffic we were getting, what I would do then is click on this social button, and it's going to drill down into the social overview of the traffic for each week. So now I can see how much traffic Facebook generated, how much Blogger, Yelp, Naver, Instagram, etc. And this is just for a week. So really good information here. Another way to get to the social channels is to look at the social button underneath acquisition, or the social link underneath acquisition. So you see here social, and then if I go to overview, it gives me a little. What I'm getting is a very different view, and this can be a little bit confusing because it talks about conversions, but really what you want to understand is that the sessions referred via social is the number of sessions coming in, and sessions are like visits. So imagine one session is one visit to the website. One person may make more than one visit, so that one person user may make 2 visits to the website. So 2 sessions would be from one user. That's why it's different. Anyway, to understand this chart, it looks very similar to the previous one we looked at, but you can also drill down further or go to the bottom of the page and view the full report. And then again, it's showing you some information about the number of sessions, page views, and average session duration and pages per session. I like to look at average session duration here because it's a good idea to understand how long people are spending on the site from the various channels. Anyone spending more than a minute is pretty good. Anyone spending more than 2 minutes means that they're actually quite engaged with the site. They're looking at more than one page, almost 3 pages here. And anyone spending less than 30 seconds or so is probably not as interested. Here we have the Reddit one, where you're seeing a lot less interest, no interest there, but it's only 3 sessions, so we're not too worried. That's as much as I'm going to provide you with today, a little bit of an introduction to Google Analytics and how to find your social traffic. Hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know if you have any questions. I'm Suze at Suseby. Thanks for listening.